are we? I have left the house. I'm being a big girl. I'm gonna go into the city today. That's the plan. Because I have some Christmas things to pick up. I have to go to quite a few shops. Which I don't really want to do. But it's a good excuse to leave the house and to get out and to do something fun, I guess. So that's what we're doing today. Other than that, I'm gonna go into some bookshops. Because duh, it wouldn't be a me video without going into bookshops. So I'm planning on going into Waterstones and also the Gerald's bookshop that we have in the city. Just because they kind of both have different books. The Waterstones one kind of has a lot of trending books and new releases, whereas the Gerald's one tends to have ones I haven't heard of before, because it's like a smaller one. So I think they're trying to cater to a different audience. But that's the idea for today. I might go to the library. I might not go to the library. The library for me is on the other side of the city. And honestly, I don't know if I have it in me to do that. But we'll find out. Yeah, that's it. That's kind of just the plan. I might go get coffee. I might not go get coffee. There's a lot of variables today. I have my Kindle with me though, so if I do decide to go and get coffee, I can get some more reading in. Because I have been reading pretty steadily the last few days. I can't lie, it's been quite nice. I have been listening to more of Iron Flame. And oh my freaking god, I'm at the halfway point now, if not a little bit further. There's so much backstabbing. So much backstabbing. The teachers, freaking Nolan, did not see that coming. Yeah. I'm at the point, without spoiling too much, where they have, like, Violet and Xaden and their friends have gone into, like, what is it called? The vault. They've gone into, like, the scribe's vault that is classified. Nobody's meant to know about it other than the scribes. So they've managed to get into that vault to steal a couple of books so they can erect some wards and stuff. I've gotten to that point. That was intense enough. But Violet's been caught. She's been caught. And that's bad enough. But she's been caught with one of the books on her. And now Verish, who is an absolute dickhead, Verish has got it out for her and is questioning her. So that's very intense. I was listening to it on my drive in this morning. Just so much going on. So much going on. I'm enjoying it so much. But also, do you know what I mean? It's just so intense. And I can't believe I've waited basically a year to read it, or to get round to reading it. But I have, and I'm enjoying it. But what the heck? What the heck? So I'm going to listen to more of that while I'm wandering around today, and then more of that tonight at work as well. But just what the heck? Just what the heck? That's all I've got, is what the heck. I haven't at all reached for the pumpkin spice cafe again. I haven't got it in me to read it. It's really boring. And I can't be asked, okay? I was speaking to one of my mutuals on Instagram, and because she put up a post about her currently readings, and she said to me that she's nearly finished it. It's okay, it's really slow, but once you get past the halfway point, it kind of picks up a little bit. And I was like, oh, no, why? So, but she said she only really thinks it's a 3-star, but then she's finished it now, and she said that she has bumped it up to a 4 because it does get really good right at the end. And I'm like, oh, I hate books like that are just, they leave everything right until the end. The book is so meh until the end. I hate them when they're like that. So I don't know whether I'll keep reading it or whether I will just skim read it, or like skim read the bulk of it and then tune back in again when things get interesting. Because that's what I tend to do with books that are a little bit slower or a little bit more boring. I don't know. But because I haven't been reading that one, I have been reading that Kindle Unlimited one that I found, The Horde King's Captive. Shut up. I've been reading that. I'm already halfway through. Literally started yesterday. It's great, okay? It's great. Yeah, I'm halfway through though, and the point I'm at in the book feels like it should have been the end of the book, because I've already resolved things and, you know, they're comfortable and whatever. So I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like near the end. I love it. It's just so interesting. I can't get enough of it at all. And like I said, it has major Game of Thrones Dothraki vibes. Like, that's all I'm picturing while I'm reading it, but make them slightly alien. Like, the guys have got tails. They have these horse creatures that are more lizardy with, like, scales, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. It's unreal. I don't know. I haven't touched my physical book, though. The Last Raven. Haven't touched it at all, mostly because when I have sat down to read, I've just gone for my Kindle book because I have no self-control. Yeah. But that's all I have reading wise. I haven't started another book, basically. I've still got those ones. I don't think I'm gonna finish Iron Flame because I still have like 16 hours on it or something, which is an insane amount. So I'm not going to finish Iron Flame within this, but I can't wait until I do finish it. Like I said, I'm probably just going to DNF the Pumpkin Spice Cafe or skim read it. So I'm kind of writing that one off, but I will 100% finish The Horde King's Captive. I know I will, okay? It's bound to happen. It's so good. I am hoping, though, that I can stop being selfish and read some more of The Last Raven, because I need to read some more of it to know if I actually like it or not. I don't know. That's all I've got, though. Yeah. I'm gonna go into the city now, because I can hear my bus. Do some things. Look at some books. If I buy some new books, that's not my fault. I was not expecting snow today. I might have picked the wrong day to go out, I guess. I made it though. I'm back. It's freaking cold. Oh my god. I mean, obviously I cut it short because snowing, which is lovely. But I was listening to more of Iron Flame, and Dane might be redeeming himself. I don't know yet, but he's done some pretty redeemable things so far. I can't listen to any more of it though, which is so sad, for a couple of days, because I've used all of my Spotify hours, which is fine because I only got to wait like a day, I think tomorrow, for it to renew. It's just kind of annoying because it was a really juicy part. So, Iron Flame, I'm loving it. I knew I would love it though. It's kind of making me want to read more like fantasy books, less smut kind of books. But anyway, because I have finished that, or I can't listen to any more of it, I'm going to start listening to Unravel Me by Becca Mack, because that was the next one that I had on my little list. I think it's number 3 in the series, but it's just a silly little goofy sport romance, basically. It should be a good time. It should be fun, you know. I did go into Waterstones and Gerald's, both. Waterstones, I didn't really find anything. Really, there was a couple of hardbacks, but I want to get out of the habit of buying hardbacks because I never actually read them as hardbacks. They're just so uncomfortable. So I never actually reach for them. I end up reading them on Kindle or listening to them instead. So I get out of the habit of buying hardback books. I did see in there though that they had Lightlark, and every time that I see Lightlark, I think about getting it. I can't lie, I do think about getting it, because it was such a nice paperback as well, and I read a little bit of it and it seemed okay. I don't know, but I feel like reading Lightlark, so that might end up being a future read at some point. But when I went into Gerald's, I was just looking around, minding my own business, and I saw a paperback in there that looked familiar, but I know I don't have a copy of it anywhere, and it's called The 13th Child. The front cover is very unassuming. It just looks like a regular old fantasy, maybe a little bit horror-y, nothing crazy. I read the blurb, and the blurb sounded very interesting because it definitely read like a fantasy romance, which we love fantasy romance, but it also seemed like the female character in it ends up with, I guess, the embodiment of death, or whoever in that universe death is, and he teaches her things like medicine and that, and they grow really close, and she ends up like having to harvest souls as well, or a soul. I mean, that was all on the back of the book, so that sounded really interesting, but I don't have a Gerald's card, so I didn't want to start buying books out of Gerald's when I could get them out of Waterstones with points and such, or get points back, because I think I'm like a single stamp away from getting a free book with Waterstones. So in my head, I wanted to go and get that book out of Waterstones, The 13th Child, because it just makes more sense, and then I'd have another book I could buy, which would have probably been Lightlark, but they didn't have it. In Waterstones, I checked the stock online before walking all the way back over, and they could only order it in, which is devastating. So the book I probably would have walked out today with would have been The 13th Child, because it looked really cool. But what I might do when I get home is just download a sample of it instead and read the sample and see if I actually like it. and I'll probably do the same for Light Lark as well, because if I actually do like both of those, then I will probably just order one of them in to store, probably the 13th Child into store, and then I'll go pick the other one up as well for free, and then 2 books for the price of one, you know. But that's all I have. That's all I've done, because it's snowing and now raining and kind of sleety and gross. On my way home, I'm going to listen to that new audio book, because I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a hockey or I was about to say football. I am a sucker for a hockey or sport romance, and I need another audiobook to listen to anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go home because it is so freaking cold right now. Hello, hi again. I am gonna try with every fibre of my being to get better at doing like little mini updates, especially because of what this video is meant to be. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but I do have an update. I freaking finished Consider Me by Becca Mack. A moment of silence. I know that I said I was going to listen to it at work. That did not happen. I started listening to it pottering around the house, doing some chores. I only had a couple of hours left. I finished it. It was so good. I have not stopped thinking about it. I want to reread it already. I want the physical copy on my shelf. But I'm trying to be financially responsible, so I'm not going to own multiple copies of the same book. But boy, do I want it. Oh, it was so freaking good. It was phenomenal. It might not have been great. It might have been really bad. but just the vibes, okay? Just the way it made me feel. I'm a massive mood reader. I really don't have many thoughts or opinions on books. I just read for a fun time, and if the book has entertained me, then I feel like it's a 5-star. And honestly, it was a 5-star. It was just so good. It was just so good, okay? I have nothing to say other than it was so freaking good. It's been such a long time since I've like read a book and enjoyed it that much. Like thinking about it constantly wanting to read it. It was just so good. It was so good, okay? And the audio, there's 2 different narrators, which is always so much nicer than having just one person do all the parts. It was so freaking good, okay? It was so freaking good. I even enjoyed all of the like angst and the 3rd act breakup and the miscommunication and the drama. I really freaking enjoyed every single part of it. Usually 3rd act breakups and miscommunication and all things like that really annoy me in romance books. But there was just something about this one. It was done so well. I haven't stopped thinking about it, okay? It was so freaking good.